My mind felt more clear because I wasn't thinking about, you know, random people's thoughts that I saw on Twitter all day. So that was nice. Okay, so I have a problem. Let me show you. My screen time. It's so bad. Yeah, look at that. I'm on my phone like it's a full-time job. The way I use Twitter on its own is like a part-time job. This is embarrassing. I am exposing myself. But, you know, it's okay. I have a plan to fix it. I thought it might be fun to replace scrolling with something that I actually like more, and that is drawing, because I'm an artist, but I honestly spend way more time on my stupid phone than actually drawing. So we're gonna fix that now. I am going to replace my scrolling habit with drawing. Yeah, so I mean, if you want to join me, feel free to. You don't have to identify as an artist or whatever to join me in replacing scrolling with drawing. But if you just like drawing, it's a better thing to do with your hands than all that phone usage. So, first of all, let me predict how this little experiment is going to go. My hypothesis, if you will. So, hold up. I kind of forgot to mention that this is going to be a week-long challenge starting on Sunday morning and ending Saturday night. And I kind of accidentally chose a very busy and chaotic week to do this on, but more about that later. I'm afraid that I will feel out of touch. And it's not even just like, oh, I'm gonna miss the news. Like, I get news outside of my phone. Twitter's not even a good place for news anyway, let's be real. So I'm not really gonna be tuned out, but I guess I don't feel afraid of missing the news so much as the online discourse. You know, what memes are going around and whatnot. And also there's some accounts that I follow that I just truly love. Like, I follow a cat rescue and they just rescued this cat. You know, I'm kind of sad that I'm not going to be able to keep up with this cat this week. Like, I love him. But overall, I do think it'll be a good thing, 'cause I'll be spending my time in a way I actually want to, which is I will be making more art. And I always kind of feel like I'm so busy and I don't have enough time to make art. And I hope by not scrolling, I will fix that. And so my plan is I will be taking either my sketchbook that I made, this one, you can click the link up there if you want to see how I made this, but I'll either be taking this sketchbook, this little mini sketchbook that I've had since like 2016, I've had for 10 years and I still haven't finished, or I'll be taking some post-it notes even with me everywhere, so I don't have an excuse no matter where I go to not scroll. Because I think that's part of why I scroll so much, is because it's convenient. I'm also going to be leaving my sketchbook by my bed because that is a big place where I scroll. I will wake up in the morning and instead of getting up, I will scroll for like at least an hour. And it is such a bad habit. So I will start this little routine, this little plan tomorrow and give you an update on how it goes. See ya. Bye. So last night before I went to bed, I offloaded all of my social media apps. And when I woke up, I checked my email and then I almost re-downloaded them because I almost forgot. That's so totally me. But I then reached for my sketchbook and I just kind of sat there and I don't know why, but I decided to draw some lollipops for some reason. I don't know. I was like, I want to draw some swirly, you know, those swirly lollipops. And the fun thing is I kind of feel like as I was drawing them, they were slowly getting better with each one I was drawing. So I just filled the page with them. Let me show you. Yeah, I just kind of filled the page with them. And the ones up top were the first ones I drew. And then like I think like this one, I was slowly getting better like as I was drawing them and getting more steady, which is kind of cool. Maybe I'll just get better at drawing this week because I'll be drawing more. But after I did get up, I kind of haven't had the urge to use my phone. Like I kind of almost feel like I know in my head that it's off limits, so I don't even feel like touching it. And there's like so many other things that I do want to do today. I think it would be different if I was very much like the type of person who didn't know how to fill their day, but no, I feel like I just want to do stuff and I don't really have any desire to use it right now. So maybe I will add like some gouache or like acrylic marker to these. That'll be fun. But it definitely was weird at first, like not reaching for Twitter first thing, because I kind of read it in the morning, like it's the morning paper, but that's gonna be the hardest time to not use my phone. Yeah, so I will keep you updated on maybe how I feel later today. But yeah, see ya. Okay, so it is now like what, 10, 11-ish o'clock at night, I don't know. And I did accidentally re-download Twitter and almost open it, so I'm gonna do some drawing now. I might actually color those lollipops I made, but I also have some drawing I have to do anyway for a thumbnail, for a video I'm posting. But otherwise, I did have a pretty good productive day, just like not touching for the longest time. I was like just so not touching it, not caring, and very focused on what I was doing. So that was good. So I will see you tomorrow. I have to get ready for work, which means I have to take those Post-it notepads with me to draw on because I'm not going to be scrolling on my phone. But no, lately I have been feeling kind of out of touch, I do have to admit, because like the Oscars were last night and I'm like, I don't even know what people thought of them. I don't know if anyone was tweeting about them. Like, are people even still excited about Alyssa Liu winning the gold medal? I don't know. Is everybody over that now? I'm not. I don't think it ever will be. Was she at the Oscars? Maybe. I don't know. What dresses was everyone wearing? I don't know. But anyway, so I do kind of feel out of touch, and it does feel weird only getting news from like the TV. But yeah, I have to get ready and head to work. Like I accidentally chose the most eventful week to do this, so that's gonna be interesting. And also on Friday, I'm heading up to the city to hang out with a friend who lives there. So New York City, of course. Oh, and this morning, honestly, it was kind of hard getting myself to actually want to draw anything. I barely did like a tiny little doodle, honestly, when I was like just sitting in bed, kind of gearing myself up to get up. And I think part of the reason why I like scrolling on my phone when I'm gearing up to get up in the morning is because it is such a passive activity compared to drawing, which is a more active activity. So that'll be interesting dealing with that throughout the week, trading this passive activity of scrolling for drawing. And I'm starting to feel the pull of the Twitter. I am starting to miss it, but yeah, okay, I have to go. So bye. It's like 3 a.m. No, it's almost 4 a.m. and I've been like low-key just forgetting to update you on like how this day went. It was fine, honestly. Let me show you, I'll show you some of the drawings that I did when I was bored at work when things were slow. Yeah, I did some cute little doodles. It honestly hasn't been that hard staying off my phone. Like, do I miss it a little bit? Do I miss scrolling a little bit? Sure, I do, absolutely, but it doesn't feel as crazy life-changing as I thought it would, either good or bad. It doesn't feel like, wow. I hate to say it. I mean, yeah, I guess when I came home, I guess I kind of felt like more of a hunger for dopamine, I guess. Like I felt like when I was leaving work, I felt a little more bored, I guess, understimulated, I guess, than I normally would, but it wasn't like that big of a thing. So, I don't know. And it was kind of funny because I was like, you know, I had my little drawings at work and one of my coworkers saw them and was like, oh, I like your drawings, like, and I did one of them, I did this silly Club Penguin one. I think I was just thinking about how I miss Club Penguin, so I drew Club Penguin penguins and the little crab, and then we were talking about Club Penguin, so that was fun. He's like, yeah, I like that Club Penguin drawing. I was like, yeah. I mean, that's the kind of fun thing, I guess, about drawing and, you know, and art. It kind of starts a conversation. It's more interesting than just scrolling on your phone, I guess. We'll have to see how things change later in the week. Like, I miss it maybe a little bit. Will I be excited to go back on Twitter? Yeah, I will be excited to go back on Twitter, which I, as you can tell, I'm never calling it X. I don't care.
for now it's kind of chill. But also I don't feel like I have a lot more time. I thought I would feel like I have all this time freed up from not scrolling on my phone, and I don't. Turns out for me, the activities in my life are liquid and time is what? It's so late at night trying to come up with a metaphor. No. It's like my activities are gas. They're in the state of gas, you know, the states of matter, and they will fill up whatever time I have. Doesn't matter what that activity is, it will fill up whatever space time I have. That is such a stupid metaphor. I don't know if that made any sense, but I should go to bed and I'll talk to you tomorrow. I don't know, I think it's gonna be easy to resist being on my phone, and we'll see if that frees up any extra time. But yeah, so far it's like not that big of a deal. I hate to report, but it's not life-changing so far. See ya. Bye.
Okay, so I kind of feel like social media time in bed is not why I stay in bed so late. Because I stayed in bed pretty late today and I didn't have access to social media. So I've done it before where I've blocked all social media apps before 2 p.m. Then I just stayed in bed and like played on like the calculator part of my phone. That's not what I did today. Checked my email, I did the connections, and then I did start drawing for a bit, but I also just really didn't feel like it. I do have to say, it helps me transition out of resting and being in bed, definitely, and into like actively doing and thinking drawing in bed. But yeah, no, I think the thing is for me, a lot of people be like, well, why don't you just get out of bed right when you wake up? And the thing is, I don't feel like it. How do you do that? Like, what? There are people who actually like wake up and just feel energized and get out of bed. I will never understand it. But anyway, today is a day when I do not have work. It is a pretty chill day. I have like play rehearsal later. I'm gonna play. I'm just gonna be not using my phone. I was working on this little doodle before. Look at it. So working on that before when I was trying to gear up to get out of bed, and you don't want to know how late I was in bed until. But I have a lot of stuff I want to do today. So we'll see if I feel like I have more time. I don't think I feel like I have more time so far. Also, it's St. Patrick's Day. So, yee. See ya. So it's 2 a.m. I don't know if you can tell, I'm like such a night owl, but yeah, I'm actually in a pretty good mood right now. I don't know if it's just the fact that I haven't touched social media in like 2-3 days. Except I did schedule an Instagram post through like Meta Business Suite and whatever. And I was scrolling on Pinterest on my computer for a bit. And that was just to find reference photos though. That's not anything. But for the most part, I haven't touched social media in the past 2-3 days at this point. And I am feeling pretty good. I don't know if I'm just in a happy, good mood because I haven't seen any Twitter discourse, or if I'm in a happy, good mood because I did finish this pretty little drawing actually just now. Let me show you. I basically painted over the lollipops with acrylic pens, and I think they look real pretty. I love them. I think I did a great job. Now I have some stuff to do before I go to bed. I have to get changed, but yeah, no, things are going pretty fine. Yeah. I don't know, so far I'm kind of enjoying this. I don't feel like I necessarily have that much more time. I mean, tonight I kind of did, actually. I feel like I had a little more time, but yeah, no, it's going pretty good. Really, where's my sketchbook? Oh, it's over there. Let me get it. Like, honestly, I really didn't feel like drawing at all this morning. I kind of like started drawing the phases of the moon. I don't know what I was doing, but I do like how my sketchbook is looking so far. I am starting to fill up my sketchbook more, and that is super fun. As I showed you the lollipops last night, I loved them. This is one of my favorite things that I've drawn in a while, and I'm really getting a hang of using those acrylic paint markers, and I feel fine without going on social media. It's been fine. It's not been a big deal. It's nothing that exciting right now. Yeah, no, last night I was definitely in a better mood. We'll see if that continues. But I don't know, I guess I do kind of miss tweeting a little bit. Like, wish I could tweet my thoughts about, like, we're getting kittens tomorrow, 2 kitten brothers, and I wish I could tweet my thoughts about that. How this is my cat's last day as an only cat. I don't know. But also tweeting has gotten me in trouble before, so I'm not gonna elaborate on that. But it's been going fine. I'm gonna take my little post-it notes with me to work again. And I mean, I guess I do kind of feel like I have a little bit more time. Like, I'm gonna work a little bit on video editing before I head off to work. But I just want to show you quick. This is what my screen time looks like now. It is, yes, it's down 64%. It's now 3 hours and 11 minutes, which, I mean, yeah, I'm still using my phone to look things up if I need to text people, to use for navigation, basic stuff, not for scrolling. Used to be like 8 hours, so that's 5 hours less, so. Okay, so I am back from work, and I do have to admit, I did re-download and use Twitter for just a second because I wanted to show a coworker something that related to what I was talking about. But otherwise, I did not use Twitter or scroll on it at all. I was on Twitter for literally 2 minutes just to show my friend something, and that's it. So I'm gonna say it doesn't count because I wasn't scrolling. I used a permanent marker and some hand sanitizer to do this, kind of like to see how the permanent marker would react to the hand sanitizer, because I've done that before where like you scribble some stuff with a permanent marker and then you take rubbing alcohol and it reacts to it and does interesting things. So I thought it would do interesting things with the hand sanitizer. It kind of bled a little bit, kind of looks a little interesting. And then on the next page, I really do like what I did on the next page. You see it? I drew a pretty little rose. Might put a close-up of it or whatever. But yeah, so to prove that I was drawing instead of scrolling at work, that's what I did. I mean, I was also, doing work, but when it's slow, there is a tendency to scroll on the phone, and I'm trying to not do that. So, I mean, it also helps that, like, I have coworkers to talk to who are, nice to talk to and talkative. So, anyway. Now, I mean, it's funny because, like, I do feel like I have a little bit more time. Like, I got home, I had dinner, and I feel like a lot of the times when I get home and have dinner, I blink and it's like 11 o'clock at night. And it's not even 10 o'clock yet. It's 9:47. So I still have time to do things before I have to go to bed. I mean, I go to bed so late, but I have, like, quite a few hours before I even need to consider going to bed. It's pretty nice, yeah. Once again, as I've said before, I don't feel like a huge draw to like go on my phone. Because I think when I'm actually sitting and thinking about what I want to do with my night, being on my phone is not one of those things. So, like that's the thing, while I do miss Twitter, would I enjoy going on Twitter now? Yeah, I would love to see what I've missed, but like, it's not a priority actually. So anyway, I'm gonna go do some stuff and then, yeah. Yep. I worked on pretty much everything I wanted to work on tonight, plus. So I was editing this video and honestly, I got pretty far into the editing process. I did a lot and there was a point where I got bored because honestly, I don't love video editing. I do find it kind of boring sometimes because I can't really watch something in the background. It's the one part of the process where I can't listen to something in the background. I mean, filming too, yeah, duh, but I get to hear my own voice, so that's entertaining enough. But it's really one of the few times I can't listen to something in the background and I'm just working on something and I have to be fully focused on the thing, so I got bored, as I do often, and instead of reaching for my phone, which I kind of have been instinctively doing a lot the past few days, I reached for my sketchbook and just continued doodling. Like this page. This page is being covered in doodles, and that's so fun, and it's gonna turn into something really fun and interesting, and so that's pretty exciting. And I was just thinking how maybe going forward, if I'm doing a task I don't love, I can just have my sketchbook there, and when I get a little bit bored, switch to sketching, switch to drawing, or even have another just art piece I'm working on out and just kind of switch between tasks. You might say that sounds productive, but I don't care. It is to me, because that
is more enjoyable to me. Maybe that's a way to keep my dopamine up without having to scroll on a stupid phone. But I think it's still exciting that I was reaching for my sketchbook when I was bored and not my phone. I want to do a little check-in tonight because I'm not going to be able to do one tomorrow morning because I have to get up and go adopt some kittens. Yes, for real. So, yeah. I'll see you later.
Oh my god, I am so tired. So we went and adopted these kittens this morning, and it was really exciting. And there was one point when we got in the kittens and I was like staying in the car with them. We were at the pet store and my mom went inside and got like a bunch of stuff. And I was like, this is the perfect moment in which I would want to scroll on my phone. But I didn't. But also I didn't have a sketchbook with me, so I started sketching on my phone. Obviously I couldn't do much with that. It was like sketching in the Notes app. But I was also just listening to music, paying attention to the babies. And yeah, and then on the way home, it just was like so nice to just kind of like chill. Just kind of like looking out the window, looking at the cats, chilling. Not scrolling and distracting myself with anything. It was kind of nice. And I just watched a YouTube video and I just watched it. I was eating while watching it at first, and then I finished what I was eating, and then I was just watching it. I wasn't scrolling on my phone. I wasn't half distracted. I just watched a video, which I know it sounds so crazy to be like, wow, I just watched a video without scrolling on my phone. But you have to understand that's what I used to be doing. So I'm definitely becoming less dependent on my phone. So that's pretty cool. But tomorrow I'm going to visit my friend in the city. And so I'm going to be packing my sketchbook to use on the 2-hour train ride. And I'll probably be honestly packing my Nintendo Switch too, because I do want to play a little bit of Animal Crossing on the way as well. But I'm mostly going to be sketching and drawing. And so it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a fun time. Yeah, it's so late. I have to go to bed soon. I just packed everything for tomorrow, and I'm bringing my sketchbook with me to use on the train. Wow. I'm going to have to use a different bag than usual because I'm fitting my sketchbook in it. So my bag will be a little bit bigger, and it was hard to find a bag that's just the right size because I don't want to carry a huge bag with me, and I don't want to bring like a backpack. I luckily was able to find a medium-sized bag that kind of fit my needs, but it was really challenging. I had to clean out a bag and bring a different bag with me than usual, which is like, that's kind of a reason why, honestly, I don't take my sketchbook with me places that often, and part of the reason why when I need to fill some time and I'm somewhere like in a train, I just use this thing. But anyway, I was thinking about how, since I haven't been on Twitter at all, I remember before I started this challenge, I was seeing so many people talk about Pokopia and the Switch 2, and I felt bad how I didn't have a Switch 2 to play Pokopia on, and I felt like I was missing out. And now, like, I just literally haven't thought about that at all since I haven't been on Twitter. And I don't know, it feels kind of nice to know that I'm not missing out on anything, because it's just not there in my mind. It's not present in my mind. Also, I was just thinking about how, I don't know, how much more clear my mind is when I'm not reading the thoughts of like thousands of people for hours a day. And I don't need to hear thousands of other people's random thoughts multiple times a day. So I do think at the end of this, I won't keep all of the apps deleted off my phone. I do think I'll go back to having them on my phone, but I do think I'm going to be setting some hard limits on them, and I'm going to remember, my experience with this challenge and stick to those limits. So I'll give you some updates on how tomorrow goes, and yeah, so this is going to be fun. Yay! Bye! I have like 2 minutes to film. Yesterday, I took the train into the city to visit a friend. It was a super fun time, and yeah, I didn't scroll on my phone the entire time. And normally when I go take a train into the city, I will scroll on my phone, I'll watch stuff, I'll scroll on Twitter, and that'll be how I keep myself busy. But this time I didn't, and it was kind of just, yeah, fine. Like when I got on the train, I had no desire to look at my phone. I just got out my sketchbook and started sketching. Well, actually, no. Before that, I did have to go on Etsy and respond to a message on my phone. I did play Animal Crossing a little bit. Red was there. Ironically, he had a transit seat, which I ended up buying. But then I started sketching, and yeah, I drew these trees, basically. And that's kind of an idea I wanted to explore for a while, is like the kind of like the way trees look in a forest, and they all kind of look like these lines, and they're all varying degrees of like straight or a little bit curved, and some of them have branches. I've been seeing a lot of like drawings of forests and stuff on Pinterest, and I kind of wanted to do a drawing of a forest for a while, so I got to explore that. And I think something that's interesting is I didn't really get to explore it the way I would if I had all my supplies and I was at home, but it was still an interesting exploration. And I don't know, I think it was much better than if I was on my phone. The only problem is I did miss a call from my mom because I wasn't on my phone. And in the voicemail, she's like, "I know you were on your phone, so why didn't you answer?" I actually wasn't though, so... And of course I did have to take a bit of a bigger bag than I normally would. But I did also feel just generally more focused. Like when I was on the train, like I feel like I was more focused on like where I was going and making sure I got there on time and texting my friend, giving her updates. And a big side effect I've noticed this week is I have become such a better texter. I am a horrible texter. And now I actually text people back instead of scrolling on Twitter and ignoring them. Yeah, that's a bad habit I've had since forever. I don't know, I kind of used social media as a way to ignore a lot of the people in my real life, which is so bad, I know, but I've been actually texting people back like in less than 24 hours. Wow. It was also kind of really enjoyable on the train, just looking through the window and just watching as the scenery passed by. I mean, I always find that enjoyable, but I definitely was more focused on it this time. And yeah, I really just enjoyed a chill train ride without scrolling on my phone. And yeah, so now today's last day of this experiment, and I really have to hop in the shower, get ready for work, and take my little post-it notes to work to do some drawing on. My little covert sketchbooks, if you will. Yeah, and then I'll tell you how the rest of the challenge goes today, and then, yeah, kind of reflect tomorrow on how this whole thing went. Yeah. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
Well, it's almost 3 a.m. I don't know if you can tell, but I am a crazy night owl. I'm about to go to bed soon. Like, this challenge is basically over, and I just felt like when I came home tonight, like, I felt like, I don't know, I didn't need this to fill my time at all. Like, I feel like I just am naturally filling my time in other ways. And given, like, I'm not on my phone, I think, that much when I'm at home, just chilling anyway, really. But, like, I think a lot of the times I used to, like, watch a YouTube video while on my phone, and like today I was watching a YouTube video and I just cleaned my entire desk. So, you know, there's so many other things that I need to do, that I want to do, that are not, you know, scrolling on my phone. So, yeah, the challenge is basically over, and, like, yeah, I will go back to using my phone somewhat, and I'll talk about that in a bit, what I plan to do going forward, but that's just my reflection tonight. I mean, even without replacing scrolling with drawing, I don't need to even... I just need to replace it with literally every other thing I want to do. Like, naturally, there's just so many other things I want to do. I don't need to even find something else to fill the time. I have so many things. But yeah, I thought this challenge went pretty well. It didn't go exactly how I thought it would go. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. For now, good night. Although I know you're not sleeping yet, because You have to watch the end of the video, so you have to stick around. You have to stick around. Dang it.
The experiment is over, and I think it went pretty well, honestly. It did not go 100% as expected, and that's okay. Here are my expectations. First of all, I thought I was gonna have more time to make art. Second of all, I thought I was gonna have more time overall. Third, I thought I would have more mental clarity, and I was afraid of maybe being out of touch. Before I tell you what actually happened, let me show you evidence that my screen time actually did go down. This is last week's screen time. Yes, it's down 59%. You might see that social and be like, hey, you said you weren't gonna be scrolling on social media apps. Why does it say you were using social apps for 3 hours and 17 minutes? And now I have a really good explanation for that, actually. I only used Twitter twice. First of all, Saturday night. This looks like it was on Sunday, but it was actually very late night Saturday. Second of all, I did open Twitter once for less than 5 minutes on Wednesday to show my friend something. You can see every other day, it's completely zero. And then if I look in messages, that is where the rest of my social is. That leads me into what actually happened. So something that actually was pretty big this week and that not scrolling on my phone changed for me was that I actually responded to people's messages in a lot more timely manner, which I am a notoriously bad texter. But this week I actually respond to people within 24 hours for the most part, which is like really, really good for me. And I know that's so embarrassing that I do kind of ignore my friends to scroll on social media, but not anymore because I stopped doing that. And let's go back to this list. Of course, I did make more art. And I also did have a little bit more time overall. Although, to be fair, even without scrolling on my phone, I am fantastic at wasting time. So I didn't quite have too much extra spare time. I guess I did get some more mental clarity. I mean, I did feel more focused on things and like I was better able to remember things. Or my mind felt more clear because I wasn't thinking about, random people's thoughts that I saw on Twitter all day. So that was nice. And I was afraid of feeling out of touch. And I don't think that happened. I was afraid I would feel like I didn't have as much of a sense of community without Twitter. Because I use it kind of like a town square, kind of just to stay in tune with what's going on. But this week I kind of realized I don't need to look for community on social media because I already have a real life community. I have friends, family members, coworkers, people who I'm getting to know at my local community theater. And honestly, I like having an in-person community and I enjoy that community much more than I enjoy being on Twitter. And being off social media allows me to engage better with people in my real life, whose opinions I honestly value a lot more. Not to get all deep on you, another unexpected benefit is that I did also feel a little bit better about myself because I felt like it would be really hard, but it wasn't. And I felt good about myself being able to resist going on social media. And I do have to say there is something to be said about like when you're on a crowded train full of people who are all scrolling on their phones and you're not, it makes you feel really cool. Like, wow, I don't know, I'm just like so much cooler than these mindless zombies scrolling on their phones, I guess. Yeah, it kind of gave me a bit of a superiority complex maybe. Anyway, I guess the only downside besides missing a phone call from my mom because I was not scrolling on my phone at the moment was I did definitely miss engaging with my interests on social media because a lot of my friends don't share 100% of the same interests as me. So that's what I get out of social media is I scroll on Twitter to hear about what's going on with Taylor Swift or what's going on with my new favorite sport, figure skating, or my favorite cat sanctuary in San San Francisco. I would say it's the only major downside, although to be fair, I did think this whole thing would be more life-changing than it was, so you can maybe count that as a downside. So what have we learned here? What am I gonna do going forward now? Should I permanently delete all these apps off of my phone? Should you permanently delete all these apps off of your phone? First of all, just because I had a good experience not using social media doesn't mean that you will, because if you use social media in an actually social way, like if you have actual friends you've met through social media and you use that as a way to communicate with your friends instead of mindlessly scrolling and distracting yourself, maybe you would not have as much of a benefit to getting off of social media. But I'm not gonna permanently delete these apps off my phone, but I'm just gonna set some limits. Like I'm only going to use these apps for an hour a day and not while I'm working on any projects, and I'm not going to look at it first thing in the morning. But yeah, I think I had fun doing this experiment and I hope you enjoyed, and I think you should subscribe and like the video, please. I'm but a small YouTuber, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Woo! Hand heart. I love you.